This week on the Movie Rebrew, Ben and Josh are back from hibernation.
And we're gonna see some summer movies because it's the summer. And that's what we do. We go inside and we watch movies. Man of Steel, World War Z, and this is the end. Well, this is not the end. This is actually the beginning.
Of a new segment of Rebrew.
Rebrews.
It's the Movie Rebrew.
Watch.
Welcome to episode 107, I'm guessing, of the Movie Rebrew. We got lazy for over a year.
We're still lazy, don't get us wrong. We're still very lazy. But we're here and we're gonna rebrew some movies for you because it's the summer. This is when all the movies kind of come out. And so far the summer is so we're here to tell you about it.
This is the end.
The movie stars James Franco, Jonah Hill,
If you
Danny
don't know,
the guy from The Office,
Jay Baruchel
Jay Baruchel,
as well.
as well. Okay, This is the end is really funny. It's a shameless, very, very shameless take on a maybe just a little bit hyper-exaggerized version of... Oh, yeah, and James Franco's in it, too.
You said that.
Did I say James Franco?
I don't know. We'll rewind.
No, I didn't say James Franco. Yeah, it's basically these guys just making fun of themselves, making them out to be giant assholes in Hollywood. And all of a sudden, the world ends. It's the apocalypse. Crazy shit is happening. Emma Watson breaks in with an axe, and it's really funny. I was going in expecting it to be funny, and I gotta say it was really funny. The third act wasn't my favorite.
No.
But I did think for a majority of the film it held its own. It's off-kiltered. The humor is what you can expect from a Seth Rogen film. It's come-in-your-face type humor, you know, like dicks, boners, farts, all that stuff. There's even a titty fucking joke, an endless joke about how Seth Rogen is scared of getting titty fucked. Yeah, I thought it was really funny, and I like how they're like it reminded me a lot of the Shaun of the Dead movies, where they're able to take a very surreal...
Yeah, but they're doing it, well, kind of.
Well, no, it takes like
Yeah,
the horror movie genre and makes fun of it a lot.
Yeah. What do you give it?
What do I give it? I give it 4 out of 5. No, 4 out of... Is that a 6, right?
Yes.
Yes, of course it is. I give 4.5 out of 6.
I thought it was going to be funny, and it was really funny. There was parts that it was so funny that you missed dialogue, and I always hold the bar up to what they did with Superbad because it was their best movie they've ever done, and
I laughed uncontrollably when I first saw Superbad.
Yeah. There was like 2 parts, I think, in this. Not as good as Superbad for the uncontrollable laughter, but it ended being a lot different than I thought it was going to be. Like, they made fun of a lot of different styles of movie too, when like Jonah Hill gets possessed and raped, possessed, and that was fucking hilarious. That was really
the devil
really
dick. Yeah. really when he's on the bed and they're trying to exercise
I condemn you. It's not very condemning. So funny. I liked it a lot, and I honestly thought I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, so I'm giving it 5 bottles. I liked it.
Yeah.
See that one for sure.
I mean, the ending is what it is. It's a goofy
See,
ending.
I hated the ending, but it's not taking anything away from the greatness that this movie was.
The Lakers could have just won, and that's the reason why all this is happening.
I think it's the apocalypse. It's all in here.
And he opened the bottomless pit.
The sinkhole, every single time I turn on the news, sinkhole in South America, a bunch of South Americans getting sucked into the ground.
Sinkhole in Maya.
And now we're talking about a new Superman movie, and it was funny, they played off of the whole not calling it Superman or calling him Superman a lot in the movie. So there was parts like you don't hear his name Superman until the like end of the second act, and
Yeah.
there was parts in the movie where it was like, oh super, and then they get cut off. That was funny. There was
It wasn't that funny.
I don't know it was long, there wasn't much to it, and then at the end it just turned into the most insane fight sequence. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
You know what the end reminded me of? It reminded me of the fight sequence in Matrix Revolutions. Remember where it was just like Neo fighting endless amounts of Agent Smith?
Myths, yeah. I liked the tone of this movie. I liked how it was filmed, the look, everything like that. Get that out of the way. The story, I liked the beginning because I don't read the books. I didn't know the whole backstory about his planet and all that shit because I don't really care about DC as much as I did Marvel.
It's
I don't know if
amazing.
it is exactly on point, but I did like that they shed a light on that at the beginning because it was more informative for me about his character because all the other ones you know that he's just like on Earth, you know, as a baby and then he grows up. But I liked the backstory, but I hated his dad not dying. It was like the stupidest thing. He's in the mind of the ship, and it's just like a really cheap way to bring a character back. Like
That was pretty cheap. It was a pretty, especially when Lois Lane was on the ship. And why the hell was she on the ship in the first place?
I don't know.
She's
We're
just-
taking her too.
And we're taking her too, just to, I don't know, to get her on there so that she can help with the escape plan.
It was full of holes. The end, it seemed like, how is he going to defeat this guy? Because he's getting thrown through buildings. It seemed like a perfect match. And then how he dies is so lame.
Yeah.
I was left not really wanting more, but
Superman doesn't die.
obviously. But I don't know.
We're not saying his name.
It was halfway there for me. I'm giving it 3 bottles.
Yeah, I'm going to give it more like 2 bottles. I was hugely disappointed with this movie. And this is the one movie of the summer that I think is supposed to be the summer movie. You know, the summer blockbuster. You can maybe argue that Star Trek.
It bombed.
But it made a lot of money.
Iron Man did.
Iron Man made a lot of money, but this movie made a lot of money too. But it's arguably, like, you see poster ads everywhere, you see commercials everywhere, you see Gillette commercials everywhere.
This
For
movie made
Superman.
more money than any other movie off of before the movie came out, funding from other like
Yeah.
product placement and shit. Well, there wasn't
But-
much product placement in this movie.
But at first I was very excited with, DC taking the same creative team behind Batman, trying to get Christopher Nolan in on it, getting David S. Goyer, who wrote Batman Begins, to pen the script. And I was really excited to see this dark Superman movie because there's never been a dark Superman movie. There's been 4 Superman movies made a while ago that were funny and sort of like slapstick movies, which a lot of people like because they feel that the character is supposed to be like that. He's supposed to be like a Peter Parker. He's supposed to have that comedic edge,
Yeah.
to his character, not like a Batman. Batman is all darkness, right? And then they had Superman Returns, which came out like in 2005. I thought Superman Returns was good. It was more critically acclaimed than this one, but it bombed at the box office. So obviously they had to do something different. Everything that they didn't do with Superman Returns, they did in this one like 1,000 more percent. Like they upped the action, upped the CGI, but at the exact same time, they downplayed story, they downplayed characters, and overall, it's a 2.5-hour movie of just boringness, right? So I really didn't like it, and it was a straight story. Like, I know they did that with Batman Begins. They did the whole background story before they started it. But doing the cut, like the back and forth flashbacks with his dad,
And
not good.
how his dad died too was so gay.
And the fight scene at the end just drove me nuts. It's like, how many times can you punch this guy and take down a fucking building?
Whole building.
A whole building, and then you're worried about that he like kills him at the end. He's like, ugh, I killed this guy. Right? We could argue that in Batman, the collateral damage, takes out a lot of lives too. But in this one, it was just so blatantly obvious. Like they
They
pretty much
killed-
standing in a wasteland.
Yeah.
Like they're standing in ashes.
Metropolis.
Like, yeah, so
It was New York.
bad. Two out of 6. Don't go see it if you're a comic book fan. No.
Hey, we should take a break and listen to our sponsors. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, you know, just standing around.
Eating a pizza?
No.
You want to go see a movie?
What?
A movie?
I don't know you. Stop calling me.
Movie!
Oh, okay, sure. Where? When? How?
I don't know. How do we do that?
Oh, I know. I'll check it on my phone.
That works?
Yeah, if you go to CalgaryMovies.com, you can check on all your movie listings, find out where it's playing, and go check out the movie. Plus, there's other things, like movie reviews and other things.
Really?
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 Yeah, really.
Really?
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 Really? Phone. Okay, so I'll meet you there.
See you there.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Welcome back to the Movie Rebrew. This is our third movie we're talking about. By the way, how about those guys at CalgaryMovies.com?
Oh,
They're great. I hope they haven't forgotten about us.
I know Steam Whistle did.
We're going to talk about World War Z, the other slated blockbuster for this summer of 2013, starring Brad Pitt.
And that's it.
That's all you need to... Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He is he produced this film. He's the star power that floats this boat. And I gotta say, this boat is not... It's got some
Floating.
holes in it. It's got a lot of holes in it.
It's
and
sinking fast.
it's sinking fast. Okay, if you like zombie movies, well, you like zombie movies. If you like action movies, you like action movies. Take a zombie movie and a huge, blockbuster, epic action movie and replace terrorists with zombies. You got World War Z. Pretty much, this movie is not a horror film.
No, you
It's-
jumped, and I was like, once, and that was it. And I was so disappointed.
I was really impressed with the first act and the last act. I thought those two components were the only true components of a zombie movie I could see. Like, there's the panic at the start, the chaos at the start. You see the hordes of zombies. And at the end, you get the, quiet scene where it's almost as like they're walking through, a haunted laboratory and they have all these zombies peeking
No, but
around.
that was the end of the second act. The third act sucked.
No, when they're at the end. When they're in the lab and they're
Yeah.
trying to get... That's the third act. There's a lot of people liking this movie, but I think they're liking it for the wrong reasons. It's not a zombie movie. You take a movie like 28 Days Later, which is so good because it's so reliable on character structure, and less is more. In this one, more is very, very less. I mean, what do you got to say about it?
It was a spectacle. That is it in a nutshell. It was big, expensive looking, and there was way too many parts where there was a product placement. If he's not doing something, he's chilling in front of a Samsung TV.
Or he's drinking a Pepsi.
Yeah, like the Pepsi at the end. Oh my fucking God.
Why did he have to drink a Pepsi?
He's
Why
like-
did he have to stop and drink a Pepsi?
Because we're talking about, I guess. I don't know. But it's like music videos nowadays, the only reason they get produced or made is because of that blatant shot of them hanging out on their fucking iPhone for 3 seconds of the... Because that is what's paying for these music videos to be made. This reminded me almost of like a music video. Just bigger.
Did you see how many production companies they had at the very start of the movie?
It looked... don't get me wrong, all the big parts where they zoom out, like I've never seen a zombie movie show like the devastation, other than maybe like or Zombieland, but that was done right and really well, like so cool, and it was a zombie movie, right? This I can't even put. I'm a
How do you
big,
categorize this as a zombie movie?
It's an action movie. It's not a zombie movie. They didn't really resemble, like, I'm a purist, I guess, with zombies, and Walking Dead is the show that's doing zombies so right, but they have Greg Nicotero, and he's the best makeup effects artist out there. So when you have him on board, you're going to do zombies right. If you don't have him on board, you're going to fuck up or try and push the envelope on the zombie, because zombies are a huge deal nowadays. So everyone's trying to change it and put it in a new direction.
This wasn't trying to change it at all, though. This was like Hollywood's answer to the Walking Dead crowd. They see that there's like a market for people who watch The Walking Dead. It's one of the most popular, if not the most popular show on television. And they see this and they're like, well, we're going to make an epic movie about it.
Yeah.
But they have no idea what the genre stands for.
It was the worst story. Every scene was just a lead up to an eventual part from the trailer. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen every cool part of this movie, and that was really disappointing to me. It's like, hey, what's going on? Oh, I know where we are. I know what's going to happen because the trailer already showed me. Like, I give it 1.5, 1.5 bottles.
I give it 2, just like Superman. 2.
I was going to give it 2, but I just realized that I hated it that much more.
I'll give it 2 for the pacing of the very last scene leading up to the end. But yeah, it's fine. That's it.
Okay, well, welcome to the outro of our show that has, not been around in a long time. We thank you if you made it this far. We love you. We're going to try and maybe do these every once in a while. It won't be a weekly thing by any means, but we love doing it. It's just a lot of work.
We're lazy. Don't forget about that. We haven't seen Star Trek yet.
Yeah.
And I really want to see Star Trek.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see it. Well, I might. I still might.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to recommend a movie for you to go see. What do you recommend, Josh?
I am going to recommend, because I was talking about it, and it's a fun zombie movie. And Emma Stone's in it. She's good.
Emma Stone.
Yeah, and it's the background on my PlayStation. It's Zombieland. It's a good fucking movie.
It's a good movie. It's a good zombie movie.
But funny and amazing, and it looks like they use that same stretch of road that Walking Dead uses.
Cool. I recommend, for the sole purpose that it was shot in Calgary, Superman 4, Quest for Peace. It's really bad. But for the sake of Calgary and what we've been dealing with for the past 2 weeks, go out and see it. It's pretty cool to see what your city looked like back then and how they're able to make it look like an actual metropolis. It's kind of cool.
That's our show.
Thanks for watching.
We'll
Thank you,
see ya.
CalgaryMovies.com, for maybe posting this.
Oh, no, they will.
Thank you, CalgaryMovies.com, for posting this.
Hey, we're going to be on the top of the list again because we posted something new.
What? Whoa! What? Okay, we're going to go play some Scrabble, and we'll talk to you later.
YYC Strong.
Bye.
.com. Really?